Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Dropping them but golden nuggets.
SP News Nuggets. And you guys, we're going to have a lovely time. And if we don't, oh well. Here we go.
I'm known to throw shade.
Robinson died as the result of a spinal injury.
Well, they told us it was alcohol poison.
Go and terrorize black and brown communities.
Tell me the truth. I won't even get mad. I won't get mad.
Are you sure you ain't gonna get mad?
I'm not gonna get mad. Just tell me if you slept with her yesterday. I won't
Are
get
you
mad.
sure you ain't gonna get mad?
I won't get mad.
Alright, well I slept with her.
Come on. Come on here. Shit. They'll pull me in the ground. Get your ass back in the house. Never carry you back outside.
No more Tyree Nichols.
Yes, sir.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Come right on in, you guys. I've been checking some things out. I am trying to clear my computer, so I was having some fun. I was sharing some little clips with you guys. Some of you guys knew what I was doing. So I was sharing some things, what's going on this year, 2023. We're looking at the California City Boys, a little laughter in there, the chicken doing the twerking, and little girl jumping on her boyfriend, kicking him dead in the stomach, and whatever else, the dog dragging her in the yard. It is funny, but Diesel done did me that way. So it wasn't that funny to me, but yeah, it's funny. I wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you go back and take a look at it. I'll end with that so you don't have to go back and take a look at it. But anyway, sometimes we need a little laughter when everybody's yapping at you and hollering at you and wanting things their way, and you need to listen and you did it this way. Okay, hold on, you guys. The California City Boys tomorrow will have their closing arguments. Oh, but yes, I'm excited about it. I'm not worried. And first of all, let me get the business out the way. And before I get off into it, because it ain't nothing about the boys today. But Ruby, I've got 3 tickets here for you, Ruby T. I see. I don't know if Ruby's in there. Ruby Turner's is in there. I got your tickets 613-221 twice and 613-220. Your ticket, Freddie. Mention it and made sure I got them in there. And then Freddie got 5 tickets here. Freddie, your number is 613-220. Then you got 613-219 twice, 613-218 twice. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys for the super, super duper, duper chat. All right, you guys. I don't know if you guys seen everything in that intro. Mr. Rogers was in that intro, and there was this one lady, she was trying to sing the Whitney Houston song, but she made up her own words. She talking about she gonna throw some shade. Some people say that's what I do. You be throwing shade, you be doing this, you be doing it. I made that up probably about a good 2 weeks ago. I've been playing around on it. And I just wanted to share with you guys. It wasn't nothing special, but it was kind of funny. I like funny stuff. Make you happy when everything is not going so well. Okay, you guys, let's get into the conversation. I'm not showing myself because I'm still working on my house. I almost got my porch done. I'm not doing it. I guess the guy that I hired to do it finally came back to do it. And guess what? They're doing it today, and it's halfway done. It's 90% done. They're taking a break right now. But other than that, it will be done by tonight. And I'm loving it. You like this, Sanja? She said it was funny. Yes. I hope it was funny for y'all. I hope people be like, oh, man. They said a cussing word. Oh, man. He gave the finger. I don't know what Mr. Rogers was doing. Good about done. Hey, Marsha, how you doing? I don't know what he was doing. I thought it was funny because Mr. Roger putting up the middle finger, that it was funny to me. Some people take things so serious, like, oh my God. It was funny. It was funny. Everything was just funny to me. So I know you seen Pooh Bear on there. Pooh Bear, he was riding in the plane, him and his dad, and he was telling his dad to pull up and do yours. And he was having a good time. I thank the Lord above for everything in my life and my children and my grandchildren. I really do. And I appreciate you guys. I usually come on holidays because I know how holidays is, but I didn't have to do that this holiday. I can't say I had a good holiday because it was Mother's Day. I can't say I wasn't crying this time, or I wasn't just in my bad thoughts, like, oh my goodness, this, that, and the other. So, I try to lift other people up, and, and somehow it don't work that way sometimes. But anyway, nevertheless, you learn, you live and you learn, and you move on. You know what I'm saying? Better learn to laugh out loud on purpose. It's therapy. Yes. Monique said, yes, it was funny. I wish it was funny to you guys. You see when that dog took off and she was like, she said something to the dog, and the dog just took off, dragged her through the yard. She said, never gonna do that again. That looks like me and Diesel. Oh my God, this dog, I just want to kill him. He bit a hole in my carpet, you guys. A big 4 by almost 6 hole in the middle of the floor. Oh my goodness, I could just kill him. And I guess, we wasn't paying attention, so he continued to do it until he had a perfect square. So, I just been miserable. But it's just material things. We'll get it fixed some kind of way. Somebody can always fix it, you know. You gotta laugh when things like this happens. You got to laugh, because if you take everything seriously, you're gonna be angry, always nagging at people. Somebody say, why I gotta be high today? Why you want this? But didn't you be like, dang, can we just just take a break? Can you just take a break for a minute and just be happy and smile, not take everything and turn it around and switch it around? Can we just take a break? Because these boys, I don't know if they're going to get justice or not. And I think everybody is losing their minds when it comes to tomorrow is here. It's here now, you guys. They're going to court Tuesday, tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're going to give their closing arguments. I don't think their closing arguments is going to be, it might be an all-day process, but I definitely going to tune in. I'm definitely going to tune in. And I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you. I don't know what to expect. I can tell you this, that the defense gave a run for their money. They did. I seen, I'm not for the side of the defense. You guys know, I don't know Jackie and Trezell, but I don't care for them as human beings. Now, you gotta love everyone and hate the sin. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I can love them from a distance. I don't have to look at them, see them, or anything. And I don't even know if I can wish them the best, because I'm angry. And I know the Lord don't like that. Hey, misbehaving. But it kind of messes with me a little bit, because you're not supposed to hate people and this, that, and the other. But some people, when they found Malia, they hated the boyfriend and the mom. And I can understand when they say, those are some really harsh words, hate. No, the verdict will not be tomorrow. They're going to read the closing arguments tomorrow. Each side will have, usually closing arguments last about a day, maybe 2-3 hours, tops. Because you got to remember, there's 4 attorneys. So one may give a closing argument for 2 hours. The other one give a closing argument for 2 hours. And then they'll go to lunch. Then the other half will give their closing arguments. And maybe the defense will come first. And then the prosecutors come later. That's how I see it. I don't know. I haven't been watching no court cases in a long time. And I know the reason why now. Because, people that let people off, like when they have, this is circumstantial evidence, but it is just so much lying. But they're going to court, and the charges is murder, second-degree murder, and manslaughter, and it's not for lying, you guys. The charges is not for lying, And let's be for real, we just don't know where those kids are. But we do believe in our hearts that they're no longer with us. We do believe that, I wasn't a believer of it at first. Didi says a guilty verdict. What do you guys think? Let's take a poll. There's 63 people in the building. How many of you guys put a 1 in the chat if you think it's going to be guilty? Put a 2 in the chat if you think they got a chance and they're going to walk. I just don't believe they're going to walk. I just believe, okay, we got some ones. We got ones and ones. Ones and ones and ones and ones and ones. We got Lisa Taylor saying 1. We got Lisa Taylor. We got Didi. We got Ruby. We got Cherie. Oh, Diane Lopez says 2. She the only one that says 2. She the only one that says could two. Patricia says two. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Katrina says one. Okay. We got Lisa. She says guilty of manslaughter. Okay. So, okay. We got Sugar Mama. She says one. Soldier Girl. What Soldier Girl say? What Soldier Girl? Soldier Girl didn't say. Tina Power says one. Freddie says one. Soldier Girl says one. Okay. Philly G. Okay. 3 hung jurors. 3 hung jurors. Pooh Campbell. What do you mean 3 hung jurors? Oh, wow. It's more ones than anything. So they're going to be guilty. Now, the answer is guilty of what? Not enough strong evidence. Okay, Diane, I see what you're saying. Not enough strong evidence. Wow. You know, sometimes we be in our feelings, and feelings really ain't got nothing to do with it, to be honest with you. We want it to be a guilty verdict, but take your feelings out the equation. Can you take your feelings out the equation? And what do you think? Diddy says, I think guilty on 1 charge of involuntary manslaughter. Mildred says, I just don't think they're going to walk. Latanya says, hi, everyone. Hi, Miss Queen Bee, how you doing? Okay, I don't believe they're just going to walk. Okay. Present, invite. Okay, I am going to come on. I just came on here because I felt like, you know, we waited this long. And to not come on just because they didn't come on today. And we all know we're waiting for it. We all know we're waiting. And, you know, it won't be tomorrow when we hear the verdict anyway. So Misbehaving says, I pray we just get justice for our boys. If what? They are not going to walk. No, I don't think they're going to walk because of what the kids said. I do think that they're going to get a guilty verdict. And okay, I feel the first baby was an accident. The second they killed. Yeah. And I think they're going to get a guilty on the second baby. I think they're going to see the state don't have anything to do with this choice right now. It's all in the jury end. You guys understand what I'm saying? Uh-oh, we got Miss Freddie. She participates, you guys. Come on, Miss Freddie in the dark. I love you, girl.
I love everyone. I tell you, and love you, SP. When I tell you like this, I believe those boys been dead.
Oh, don't say that.
But I know, Lord knows. I hope I'm wrong. I truly do.
Yeah.
But I'm like this. It's a cross between 2 people that could have done something to the babies. Number 1, Jackie. Number 2, one of their own children. That's the only reason that things are, to me, the reason it's like it is. Instead of them trying to get the boy, all they had to say was he did it and get him some help. But you know, to me, once they murder someone, I mean, they have a taste for it, you know, like.
You think their own kid did it?
May have. Because Jack is either protecting, we thought it was for real, protecting herself or one of her sons. Because mamas will do that now. The reason she haven't said anything. Yes,
Yeah.
Gina Powers, I'm in the dark.
I'm in the dark too. I'm in the dark because I just don't feel like fighting with this computer no more. It's just it's useless.
I
When I
figured
think,
you're on, we hear your voice and everything. So you
yeah,
doing good.
yeah.
Yes, you are. Yeah, but like, Jackie did feed him.
But you
And
know what? I thought about this, Freddie. I'm sorry to cut you off.
that's okay.
I thought about this. You know what disturbed me more than anything? When you have these kids and you have adopted them and brought them in your home and you treat them worse than the other kids, and you know it, the other kids know it, and you get so angry with them because this one eats with their mouth open, they eat with their mouth open. So instead of doing something to help them do better, you're so angry, you take them back a step like they're babies, like you want them to be dumb, you want them to be stupid. So you decide to feed them out of a bottle. That don't make sense to me. It's like
Mm.
they're crazy. Like, why would you take a full-grown child, 4 or 5, and put them back on a bottle like a baby?
My Lord.
You know what I'm saying? So the other kids laughing at them, making them feel bad, unless you had a reason to give them bottles. To make sure the other kids don't get them bottles.
My
I don't know.
Lord.
I don't know, but I mean, that doesn't make sense. I don't know no woman, no mother. I'm not saying it's never happened or anything. I'm just saying I don't know no woman that will, whoop the kid, whoop the kid. Give them less portions, make them eat by themselves, put them in timeout. But take a kid that's in his growing stages, 3, 4, and he's eating solid food, and then start smashing his food up, blending his food, and making him eat from a bottle.
Malaysia don't eat from a bottle.
Girl,
Right now, she's eating with 2 fingers. Everything she sees, she get. I mean, my
if you
Lord.
don't really
You
know,
have,
when they do,
yeah.
when people do children like that, they're grooming them for all of the abuse, and they went. We have no clue what they went through. We have no clue. Matter of fact, I guarantee you, there's a whole story out there that only they know. And it is not to be said or told. Them kids sitting there talking about when we moved to the high desert, we only get tongue lashings. Get the heck out of here.
My Lord. My Jesus.
Oh, Heather says, I found the news report saying the closing arguments and verdict will be broadcast televised. If you want the link and timestamp, I need an email.
Okay. She talking to you, isn't she? That'll be good to see. It would.
Okay.
Hi, Remy girl. Heather.
Well, Did they lose custody for good on the 4 other kids? That has not even been determined yet. No, Remy, they have not got sentenced yet. They're having closing arguments tomorrow, and it starts at 9 a.m. I think that's Pacific time. Is that Pacific time? California is Pacific time, right?
They're 2 hours behind us, I know.
Yeah. So it's 9 o'clock California time. Just say California, and then you can figure it out. West Coast. So West Coast is that? I don't know. You guys saying that's West Coast, but is it called Pacific time? I don't know. 1 degree or 2nd degree, 1st degree or 2nd degree. I live in Bakersfield, SP. It's 9 o'clock Pacific time. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. It's Pacific time. I thought
Okay.
California was Pacific. Thank you, Heather, for letting us know. See, sometimes if I hear it long enough, I get it in my head. Oh, Heather says 2nd degree. They can't get them
Wow.
kids back. Well, but the grandmother can, and she working on it. They done made a deal with the grandmother. I mean, I
Mhm.
mean, and I'm not chewing out the grandmother. I would be trying to get my grandkids too. I don't care
Yeah,
what they did. I mean, that's them. They did it. You know,
yeah.
I would still be trying to get my grandkids. And then when it comes down to and I'm just be honest with you, when it comes down to the adopted kids that they adopted, I wouldn't be trying to get them. I mean, who wants kids anyway? And then when you're already 50, 60, 70 years old and these kids is going to be teenagers coming to your house, you don't want the 7 and 8. That's that basically we all know it was a money thing. It was not because they love kids and they're good with kids and this, that, and the other. Thank you, Dee Dee. I wonder if CPS do them like they did Ring in the baby's father. Ryan, RYAN.
Mm.
I wonder if CPS do them like they did Ryan and the baby's father. No, they did. Okay, so if only one juror says not guilty, will it be a hung juror? I think so. They all have to be in agreement. If one juror says, no, I don't believe that they killed the babies, you can hang it up.
Mhm.
Either, yeah.
One
Let
Jew.
me let me see. Let me go in here and let me see. If one juror is not in agreement with the other 12, well, if one juror is not in agreement with the other 12, is it a hung juror? Must all juror verdicts be unanimous? In the federal system, whether the trial is criminal or civil, the juror must reach a unanimous verdict. State court juror verdicts. Unanimous, not always. Hold on. Let me read the rest of this. Uh-oh. Dang. My screen is went black. So after both sides in a trial, oh, thank you for the court fan, Didi. Thank you. There's a court in the house. Okay, it says after both sides in a trial presents all the evidence, the jurors goes to a private room with all the evidence and deliberate. The juror then votes on a verdict and presents it to the court. If you've seen television shows or movies that involves the juror process, you may have noticed that at least some other time, the juror must be unanimous in its verdict. At the same time, you may have also wondered when unanimous verdicts are required and what happened if a verdict can't be reached. Federal court juror verdicts must be unanimous. There are 2 court systems in the United States, federal and state courts. Each covers different types of cases. In the federal system, whether the trial is criminal or civil, the jurors must reach a unanimous verdict. Is this a federal and state? Yes, it is. This is federal and state. State court juror verdicts unanimous, not always required. In state court, whether a juror needs to be unanimous depends on the state and the type of trial. For criminal trial, nearly every state requires the juror to produce a unanimous verdict. For civil trials, almost 1/3 of the state only requires a majority. What happens after a hung juror? Sometimes a juror cannot gather enough votes for one verdict. This is called a hung juror. Sometimes a juror cannot gather enough votes for one verdict. This is called a hung juror. What happens after a hung juror depends on the court and type of trial. Some courts allow the juror to create a list of questions for the parties to answer to an additional hearing. Sometimes the judge may declare a mistrial. We're learning as we're going. Hey, Lisa Taylor, thank you for the 500 support points. You go, girl. Lisa Taylor's in the building. Consequences of a mistrial. The consequences of a mistrial. If there is a mistrial in a civil case, we don't want to hear about civil. For a criminal case, after mistrial is declared, the following events may occur. The prosecutors dismiss the charges, a plea bargain is searched, or the defendant will be tried on the same charges in a future trial. But double jeopardy, any retrial of a defendant must be in line with the double jeopardy clause in the Fifth Amendment, the provisions which prevents the accused of being subject to trial on identical charges. However, the double jeopardy applies when there is a valid conviction or acquittal and doesn't typically apply in cases of a mistrial when the juror is deadlocked. In those cases, the defendant can be retried on any count on which the juror could not agree. So we're going to hear the verdict on Friday. You know what? I think them coming this close being Tuesday. Yep, Tina's at work again. They're coming on Tuesday. I think we're going to hear everything Tuesday. And if we don't hear everything Tuesday, they got Tuesday and Wednesday. I think the jury's going to go back and they're going, I don't think it's going to be a quick finding. I don't think they're going to be like, everybody's in agreement. Because think about it. You got 12 people. If 12 people can't agree in one room, what makes you think 12 people from different cultures, states, well, not states, but culture, background, they're going to be, I mean, sometimes they can do it when they have the evidence and it's right there. And sometimes people make good examples out of people. You never know what can happen in a juror. You never know. You never know. You know, things like that happens all the time. They really do. So yeah, you know, I've seen jurors come back in out 2 hours, an hour. And when it comes back that quick, it's not good. When it comes back quick, it's not good. But I don't think that this is going to be a quick thing to think about. When they have a lot of rules and regulations, like don't pay attention to what that expert said. You can't use that kid's testimony because of this and because the things that we didn't hear. We didn't hear. I don't know nobody that heard what the argument was about. Freddie, what do you think?
Well, they have a lot to think about, but I believe, some people already have their mind made up because of what all has went on since day one of those babies. I don't think it's going to take them long. I truly don't. And like you said, they might, but I know what my mind is made up right now.
What is your mind?
My mind is really, Lord knows, if they really kill those boys, I think they should be killed. If they can find out a way that they truly know.
They're not gonna kill them.
Well,
They're not gonna kill them, Freddie.
because they don't. Okay, as far as the bodies are concerned, they don't have any proof or whatever. But the proof is in the pudding. But why couldn't they just, go ahead and inject them if they really know that they killed those boys? What they'll do, have them on death row or something?
I don't think that's part of the bargaining. It's like the death penalty.
Well,
You know what
they
I'm
could
saying?
have, what you call it, just not being on parole. Just no, what they
Life
call
in
it.
prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could get that, but nah, I don't think they're gonna get that either.
Life decision without parole.
Okay, so remember the cop that shot the guy sitting on his couch eating ice cream in Texas?
Yeah.
Botham. She ended up getting what, like 5 years?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And
still, this case is different because it's babies, and then the mama, is how she's feeling and what all the system and everything has, done. Which I'm hoping that she do something about it.
you know what? You know what? I'm gonna say this, and some of those jurors have seen some of the YouTuber channels, the news, and knew about this. Just because you know about or seen a news thing doesn't mean that you exempt from being on the jury. You do know that, right?
Okay.
You just can't be already opinionated on who did it, if they're guilty or not. Now, just because you heard about it, and I guarantee you, a lot of people knew about this case, and I guarantee you, I don't have to know the facts. We probably hear about it later, but I guarantee you, maybe 2 or 3 people knew about this case before they're sitting on that jury. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah,
But
because look how long it's been on. So they heard. And they already have, some of them already have their opinion on how they feel about the whole situation.
Right.
Because if I was on the jury, I would have had to excuse myself, though. I couldn't be on there and knowing that I know so much about the case.
Right.
Yeah, I would just say I need to excuse myself from it because I know about what happened, to the boys over time or whatever. And some of them have been, have heard a lot. They know about the what I'm trying to say, that we had pulled up, when you put up billboards. When the billboards went up,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't just see one jury that was like, oh, I don't know who this is. I know that. I just can't see that.
Okay, but you remember there was the case with I got a little cold, something's tickling my throat. Tyree Gibson. the girl even said they had a witness, and her story wavered and changed a little bit, from the time she, went to jail, and then, then she made a deal, and then just told him, yeah, they killed him, and they did tie him up, and then they did set him on fire, and they did
Yeah,
all of that. And guess what? They found the boy not guilty.
that's right. Isn't that
Because
something?
because you know what? Where's the body?
Okay, right. That she didn't know.
Yeah. And people have a weird it's not weird, but people think I don't want to send somebody to jail. And what if these kids are alive somewhere? I mean, just what if? Maybe they sold them. They can't tell them that because they already came out with this story. So if you sold them, you surely going to jail. You're going to jail for lying, and now you're going to jail for selling these kids.
Yeah.
So they'll just say, well, I'll take my chances. And then here's the thing. What if they're going through it and then maybe one of their family members, that's my job calling.
Oh,
I'll call him back in a minute. But they would call me while I'm live. They would not call me when I'm just sitting there. But there's a lot of things. I mean, and it is weak evidence. You got the boys came up missing. You got their line saying that the mama had him. Her mama had him. Then you got, the other grandmother saying she ain't seen him since February. Then you got the pest guy talking about he's seen a whole bunch of kids. And then you got the neighbor across the street talking about he's seen at least 4, 5. And then he heard some in the back. You got to remember that stuff too.
yeah.
See, everybody want to remember what that kid said, but you got to remember these people came up first and said there was a whole bunch of kids. And then she was carrying one. And she had the hand of one other when they went outside. But those kids didn't say when the pest guy came, they were outside. See what I'm saying? But you've got other people saying, I seen a whole bunch of kids, but they ain't putting themselves in there like, oh no, I seen 6 kids. They not saying that. They just saying, I don't know how many I seen. I seen a whole bunch of kids. She was carrying one and she had the hand of the other, and then they had this high chair or this car seat. And then the guy from across the street talking about, I seen 4 or 5, and then one was in the back. And I remember that one because he was sitting there mad. Ain't that what he said?
Yeah.
He said he was sitting there mad with his hands crossed. Matter of fact, he was like mean mugging me.
Okay.
When he said that, I knew something was up. And she said he's always doing that because he didn't get his toy or something. So that plays a big role. So everybody's like, oh no, and nobody wants to hear that. It's like impossibility, just like on the other case. It can go the other direction, and then we're all sad or mad. So I don't set myself up to be angry because I just seen what happened in the Tyree Gibson case, and
yeah,
it was terrible.
No, I wouldn't be upset, sad. I would be disappointed. But I know, the real judge now, he has the last say so. And whatever they've done, me, you, or anybody, we have to answer to God. And I wouldn't want that wrath on me for anything.
Lisa Calhoun says, in my opinion, Jackie and Trezell should get 25 to life and no contact with minors and should never be able to get any of their kids back.
That sounds good to me.
Remy says the neighbor across the street from them testified. Yes. Yes, he said he went over there because his wife car tire was low, and he seen a whole bunch of kids, and he heard he seen at least 4 or 5, and then he said he heard some in the back too. But he said, I don't know if it could have been the TV or whatever. They put doubt there.
Yeah.
No, they have not went to court for Nicholson yet, not that I know of. Amari, not that I know of. Oh yeah. So yeah, it gets crazy. It gets crazy. But
we'll be knowing what the outcome gonna be. Hopefully this week we will know.
Yeah, now thinking about it, that's why sometimes I like to just talk it out and hear what people questions is, and then the answers, and then I start realizing it's not a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a slam dunk. My whole screen went black again. I don't know what's wrong with this computer. I have no clue. I'm just getting tired of it. Anyway, yeah. And
we'll know.
yeah.
And it might surprise all of us what it may be, what they come up with.
Remy says they asked Jacqueline, are the boys buried? She said, go look for them. I mean, we may not like the way she answers the questions, you guys. I think majority of people do not care for Jackie. She's almost like the one young lady that took a cupcake. She was the most hated person in the world. I mean, at that time.
TeNika Brown.
Yeah, TeNika. But TeNika and them, they pretty much told their fate. She got angry because Patrick got out and told him where the baby was. And regardless if they knew ahead of time or not, or whatever, it doesn't matter. We could sit there and argue about it all day. Somebody's going to be in disagreement with it. I'm not here for all of that.
Yeah.
I just know that, once you told them that where that baby was, I knew. I told her,
Yeah.
you're getting the same thing he's getting. She said SP. This is where you got it wrong. She said, you're not no attorney. I'm not gonna let you know how people get up in your face. You think you know it. You think you know all these things, and hold on. Let me share something with you guys. Let me share. See, you guys don't never know me. You don't really know me. Let me see it. Let me look at my findings here. Let me look at my findings. Just stay right there because I got a whole bunch of them. Just remember that. You never know. I tell people one thing, but then you know what? I just want to see what they say. They never remember what they say. That's why I know what was said. I'm gonna share some with you.
Okay.
Share some with you, okay?
Yeah.
Just hey, hold on. Share some with you. Maybe I should share something from Bakersfield. Hold on. I should. Okay, hold on. Marv King Hill. Braylon case. Okay, here's an 8-minute. We'll listen to this. Hold on.
like making, supportive and stuff like that. So, and it was like I was, well, I can't say. That you're seeing that they showed you and the evidence that we all see is totally different, sweetheart. It's not because I was there. It was over 100 people in that courtroom. Over 100 people. I'm saying, I'm saying, they straight was over 100 people in that courtroom. And they everybody heard everything. But Miss Brown, you couldn't even be indicted if they didn't have evidence on you. You couldn't even be indicted. If they got evidence on you, they don't need that. From my understanding, all they need is a little bit like something like that. The law is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? For real. And it's just like all they need is a little bit of cause. If possible cause to do anything, it can be because, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't a motherfucker. Everything will be like, man, but I don't know what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? That's bad enough to, you know what I'm saying, make me, they're not charging you with accessory. They're charging you with the same count with him. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to, from my understanding, if you cover somebody, or you cover your I get that. You get that, and you're going to be charged with the same charge that you're going to be charged with. You know what I'm saying? You got to like that, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's real mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, every well, the same time he gets, you gonna get. So what you're saying is the same time he's gonna get, you gonna get too. The same time he gets, you gonna get. Like the same time, if they give him the death penalty, you're gonna get that also. Or if they give him from my understanding from how the law goes or whatever, charge is not convincing. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're like charge is not convincing. That's why I said they say you're gonna be indicted anyway. Like that ain't just another, process. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so when I said a person is innocent until proven guilty, that is charge is not means convicted. Same thing. Innocent until proven guilty. That's the same thing. What you just said. Exactly. No, not really, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I'm saying? What? DNA don't, you know what I'm saying? The DNA don't lie. DNA don't lie. Exactly, but your DNA, his DNA, and Cupcake's DNA is all together. Excuse me, no. I live there. So my DNA is supposed to be there for like period anyway. No, my DNA is supposed to be there anyway from the house, from the car that we share. Exactly, but it should be from the steel that from the jail that I'm living in, the steel room, whatever. I'm living in my DNA. Exactly, right, because you're there. But it shouldn't be mixed up with Cupcake's DNA. Excuse me? But it shouldn't be mixed up with Cupcake's DNA. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. All because at the end of the day. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're saying. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying. I live there. My DNA is supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, on everything in the house. You know what I'm saying? every dish and everything in it, but it shouldn't be mixed up with Cupcake's DNA. Did they tell you that? I live there. I live there. I live there. Okay. Okay. I live there. So if he I live there. I don't like period. I say my whole thing is I live there. I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna act like I'm not like live there. I know that. I know that. I know that. I know that. Because one thing that we're doing for this call, okay? And what he's saying. When they got there because he brought her there, you know what I'm saying? He had to bring her there and we went her, you know what I'm saying? But I was not a part of it. I told myself, I told him that I remember everything. And I'm down with it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Wow. Okay, you guys. I wanted you guys to recall that full conversation, and that's just one of hundreds of conversations that I have. I have, that my recorder is always on. Always. And I couldn't tell. I told this young lady, I told her that she was going to get kidnapping charges like him. And she was like, see, you don't even know what you're talking about. She said, SP, you don't even know what you're talking about. He's charged with kidnapping. I'm not charged with kidnapping. So you know what I said to her? I said, you are going to be charged with kidnapping, honey. Let me tell you, you're going to get the same thing he gets. They cannot charge him with kidnapping and not charge you, and you're in the car and you guys in the house and your DNA is with the kid. They're going to surprise you and charge you. They're being nice to you because they wanted to know where the child was. They let you keep your wig, your contacts while you was in the city jail because you were so all into my looks. I gotta look good. And we was trying to wonder how in the world she still got her wig on in jail, in her contacts too. Because if you keep talking to them, they'll let you keep that. And I told her, there's a video of you getting out the car, going into the filling station and paying for gas and some energy sodas and everything else with your debit card, with your food stamps or whatever, too. You wasn't drunk. You wasn't inebriated. You wasn't falling over. You got out the back seat where the child was at and went and paid for something you knew.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and say he brought that kid there because you was with him when the child came up missing and you was at the filling station. You never left his side. She said, no, SP, you don't know what you're talking about. Did you guys hear her? She said, you're not no attorney, and I'm not going to let you tell me something you don't know. You don't know. You're not no attorney. I don't have to be an attorney. Common sense does steps in.
Exactly.
You're going to jail. She took at the beginning. I don't know if you guys heard because she talks like a baby. But
Yeah.
and I'm not making fun of the girl. I mean, I couldn't understand what she talked. But my whole thing was a lot of people got angry with me because I spoke to this woman. But, here's the thing. Every time when somebody speak to you in jail, they're listening to everything. If she would have told me, Peter Paul, or whatever, or anything she said to help out, I don't care. I'll talk to her. I'll talk to anybody. And just because I talk to you doesn't mean I like you. It just means I talk to you. I mean, I ain't got no problems with the girl. She didn't do nothing to me. I got a problem when she does things to kids. But they basically told on themselves This
Yes.
case is not that. But you do got a kid saying these things, but it's a kid. And there's no body. It's easy to convict when there's a body and substantial evidence, or very minimum, very low, just, but when there's no body, only thing look, I'm not being wishy-washy. I'm like, look, they get in the car, the kids is not there. Because think about it. Remember what you call him, Terzel is infatuated with this, what you call it when people think about this, what do you call it, pepper steak, or what do you call it when, not pepper steak, I can't remember. Somebody tell me what it's called. When people have, they, somebody in the chat gonna tell me what it says.
Upstairs, it was Soldier Girl was saying.
Like when things really don't happen, but they happen and they make them happy. They make it happen, and hold on, wait a minute. I think the guys is knocking. I'm sorry, Freddie. I know you kept everybody busy. I know you did. I remember while I was upstairs. Yeah, they were cleaning up. Nancy said it, Pizzagate. See there? Nancy in the building. Nancy said Pizzagate. I just remember when I went upstairs, I was like, Pizzagate. See, he believed in so much of this Pizzagate. Could it be? I'm just going to throw this out there because nobody really said this, but it has crossed my mind a couple of times. And I just want to say this. I'm losing my breath because they made me go get the rake. Oh, God. Could it be maybe one of their family members could have the kid and they're holding the kids and then they just going through all of this and everything. And he's got this plan. Okay, we hide the kids and let somebody keep the kids in the basement for the next 2 years or something, and let them go ahead and put us on trial, and we go through this whole thing, and then they come up and find us guilty. We go to jail, and as soon as we go to jail, y'all let the kids out somewhere at the mall or whatever, and they find the kids, and we sue the state.
My Lord. You really think that he's that smart?
I think people think stuff like that all the time. Pretty K said, nah, yeah. SP, is there any way legally to make them tell where the boys are at? Nope. Nope, you can't make nobody do nothing.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Well, you know what? That
Somebody
bullet
said,
made me.
Miss Billy G says, but why would they do that? That's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, but there's crazier things. I mean, I'm just saying.
Criminals think like that too.
I mean, just think about it. If you really want to get rich quick, wouldn't that get you rich quick?
Yeah, you know, I
I'm just
guess
saying.
so,
I,
but
I don't think that is it. But I'm just saying all the possibilities that it
yeah.
could. I don't even think that some pervert down the street got the kids. I mean, it's either the family got the kids or they killed the kids. It's one or the other. I'm just being honest.
Mm-mm.
I'm just being honest. That's the only two things it could be. This is SP. Yes.
It's Remy. I called in.
Hey, Remy.
Hey. So closing arguments is tomorrow, right? And then they get sentenced afterwards, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody asked me a question about didn't Jacqueline testify against you? I was really honestly answer that, but they wouldn't even know. Like, I don't know why. Like, I was just saying that I wasn't saying that she's a victim, but in this situation, but I feel like though she is a victim of domestic violence. That's just my opinion.
Who? Jackie is?
Yeah. I
Oh.
do think so.
Mm.
I do think so.
Mm.
And then when the case started in the beginning, when I seen the interview, it was more of me thinking like maybe Jacqueline was nervous around Chazelle or scared, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I've been in a situation like that in abuse, so I know how that is. But at the end of the day, in the beginning of the thing, I really thought that it was all like Chazelle, and I know Jacqueline had a part of it, but not a big part. And now that it got so deep into it, and I've seen, heard, I'm like, she's the coldest person on earth, you know, not show emotion, without showing emotion. It's just that. It's just that.
Mm. So you think it was Trezelle's ideal to adopt all these kids and get that money?
I do. I do.
Oh, why is that? Why is that? Because Jacqueline's mother is the queen of adopting kids and fostering kids.
Absolutely. It could either go both ways. It could be literally him saying that he wanted
Wanda West ain't adopted no kids.
what was I say? No, I'm saying like it could go both ways. Like Trudell could be the mastermind, or and it could be Jacqueline. I get that Jacqueline's mom adopted kids. That's what they do. But you know, if you're gonna go out your way to adopt kids, you're gonna go out your way out of love, not for the money. You know, like them boys did not deserve what came to them. They really deserve more years, and they deserve to be treated the way they were treated. You know, good, not bad. Like I don't understand why they treated them so different from their bio kids. Like that made me really upset. I wanted to say, Pretty K, I never said Jacqueline is a victim. Again, I never said that. They both guilty at this point, and it goes both ways. It's even, you know. Don't they still have the same charges, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I really hope they get sentenced with something big. And they stay in there. They don't have to touch down the street.
Yeah.
Those kids do not have a chance. They don't have a chance either. How about that?
Yeah.
What time is it tomorrow?
At 9 o'clock Pacific time.
And I have a question. Opening statements is different from people that came in with the rent.
Huh?
What's opening statement?
Opening statement's already been done.
Oh, I know, but what is it? Is that like statements from everybody?
Huh?
Is that statements from everybody?
No, opening statements was the attorneys on both sides get to come out first before anybody say anything and try to tell the story in a compact way of what's happening without anybody asking questions, saying anything, and what to expect, how this is going to play out. That's what opening statement is like. Like if I was going to do an opening statement, I would say, this is my opening statement. We're going to have Remy come on, and Remy's going to tell you everything that's happened, and da 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 da, and what didn't happen, and where they went, and why it took so long, and they, and we're going to bring our witnesses. The opening statement is just a short version of what to expect in the trial.
Now I know that the adopted ones came up to speak, but I also heard the news that they said that their bio kids was going to take the stand. I'm not sure.
They did.
Okay, I didn't get to see that one. I had everyone. I have like all other ones, but I didn't get to see.
The bio kid said that he knew that they were dead. Then he changed his first he was like, I don't know where they are. They were there, they was not there. I heard a thump, a bump, and then he turns around and says, I knew that they were dead because, and they was like, well, why did you know? And then he turns around and he says, because his mother and his parents told him not to say nothing, and they had asked him to should they call the police and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah, I heard that one, and she turned around and said no, because they didn't want to get taken away. And I know he wanted to do the best thing to help them. I know.
And see that right there is damaging, because when the kid said that, I think that weighs more than anything.
It does, and they're gonna need a lot of therapy, and I really hope they get therapy and close love they need. I know that I don't know which one said it. He said they said you see your parents. He said I did not see them, and I feel like though when he said that, he just didn't want no like contact. Like he just didn't want to look their way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He looked at them like monsters. Like, oh my God, I could never like this. Okay, to be honest with you, when I first started, I said the kids are missing. I said I had him part of my hope. They're gonna find them alive.
Yeah.
Somebody probably really took them, and this is happening. It's sad.
Yeah.
And I know, and I feel my heart. I'm not. California City and one big, but that's how I feel. Because for him to say they're going to be around here, I feel like he was trying to take the distraction off of them searching in Bakersfield more than California City.
Right. I felt the same way. I felt that they're gonna find them, and I didn't feel like they were dead. I don't know why I did, but after hearing that boy's testimony, yeah, I now think so. And if it changes my mind, then I just can imagine what it does for the. But everybody think differently. That's the good thing about the United States. I mean, we have a right to our own opinions about stuff, and we don't have to agree. We ain't even got to agree to disagree. Why don't we just keep to ourselves? And you know what I'm saying? And some.
The same thing you did to Darian Brown's case. That was awesome how you did that court thing. That was like really, really awesome. You should do that one day again, because that was really like I felt like I was in court when you did it, and you did a really good job.
It was just kind of the players were family members, and it opened up the eyes on a lot of stuff, and it kind of turned out that way too. Well,
I still have it in my heart, like Darian, and I still have it in my heart, like the person there. It wasn't Darian. I get the light in or whatever, but it's just hard, it's hard because he kind of looks like the other one too. So it's like, I'm not saying he's innocent. Okay, I don't want nobody trying to come at me, but how he is and set up with the schizophrenia and stuff, I'm not saying I'm taking that away from him. It's possible because people that schizophrenia, they don't think they just, but for me to think that, Darian would do something to a little boy, it just didn't never will pass my mind that way. That's why I say, when Jacqueline, it was.
Uh-oh.
But I don't know. Now it's different. Now when the boy took the stand, because I remember he said, I made a promise to my mom, and my mom told me not to break the promise. And right there, he broke the promise
Right.
Exploited everything, and he did a good job. He was nervous. You could tell he was nervous because obviously
Right.
when they was like, oh, I wanted my kids, my biological kids to come see me, da da da. And I'm glad that they denied that. But you know why? It's because I feel as though when they was gonna go, he was gonna put things in their ears and mess up their head more, you know, try to get them to be super afraid for them not to speak on trial. That's what I thought that he was gonna do if they allowed him to. And thank God they did, because look what's happened. With all this, do you think it's enough evidence? Like think they have enough evidence due to like computer, phone?
Well, they're gonna do some time. I guarantee you that. The state didn't go in there and then they just gonna walk out. Because the first thing is everything that they said just don't make sense. This person got the kids, but they don't even know how to say the kid's name. They don't even know the kid's name. Or this, well, where are the kids? Where, you know, you're responsible for these kids. And since you know you told us that they were over to grandma's house, grandma say she never watched them kids. And so we know grandma lies because remember one kid said grandma lived right down the street. And they asked him, do you go over grandma's house and all the time? And he was like, yeah, I go over grandma's house all the time.
They do, but Warren and Orson was being treated differently from Wanda. That's my opinion too. Like they treated them other kids with more love than two babies.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they didn't want them kids, then you should have done the right thing and returned them back to DTF, and somebody else would have picked them up that would actually show love to them. Like, what the heck? They went through enough. Like, why are you guys doing this to them?
Yeah.
Like, it's sad.
You know why they did it? Because nobody was watching over those kids. So this is why I tell people all the time, if you think that your kids getting in the CPS system and they're going to be all right, and you're going to keep on playing around, doing what you want to do, live your life, party, do your drinking, do your little smoking, whatever, while your kids are sitting at somebody's house thinking that you got a built-in babysitter. No, baby, your kids is going through HE double hockey stick. No, get them kids, get your life together. And that's why some people got mad at Ryan, because it's like, hey, only thing you had to do was just stop smoking weed and take the classes.
Sure, you're right, absolutely. She would have did that. She would have got them back immediately with no problem.
Go get you an attorney. Go get you an attorney and go get your kids. You know? Girl, everything in the house is for sale. Everything in the house, even including me, everything's for sale.
It's be funny.
I'm serious. Everything's for sale. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Take my kids and find out. I am not a bad bear, but I kid you not. Even when I got my niece, I put my house up.
Okay.
I told the lawyer I don't got money, but I got collateral.
Okay.
I will pay you, but if I don't pay you, you can have this house. Everything's for sale. And if it wasn't enough money, I was going to get it.
All right now.
There's nothing I would do for my children. Absolutely nothing.
Go find me.
Yeah.
I know back in 2020, I don't know if I told you this, I spoke to the owner of the house. I asked her, I spoke to her literally. We had a conversation for like an hour. She was just telling me a lot of things due to Trezor and Jacqueline. So I ended up speaking to one of Jacqueline's family members also back in 2020. I think it was a cousin. I'm like, okay. So she was like, I felt like he said, I'm trying to move off the grid. So he was trying to move off to California City to get away from where it happened. So you're away.
Mm-hmm.
When I was talking to her,
Behaving.
Jacqueline was in the backyard, right? In the fence.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how you rub your hands together like he had a plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When he said they are going to be here, live, one of them is going to be there. When you said that, you towards third, that just gives me vibes. I get the check there.
He said what? He said what now?
When he was like, they're
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right,
Whatever it is, and she said that he gave her weird vibes, you know, that it failed like 3 times, like whatever, and it just didn't work out. So, and then she told me how he would go back up the payment for the house and stuff. That's why he had to leave. Like, you know, you make beats, right? You got a job, right? So why ain't you, you know, doing what you need to do for the kids? But I know he just they have so much. They have so much. I don't know. I don't
right,
know. I really hope. Like, I know they're gonna get justice, but I wish they could just tell them where the boys to find them so they can rest. Like, what's so hard?
right,
When they asked Jacqueline, the boys buried, she said go look for them. Like, what? That is so rude. Like,
right,
no remorse. Why do you say go look for them? Like, wow, that's crazy. She knows where they are. Okay.
Right.
Like,
right. All right,
speak up, baby girl. You still serving time, so speak up, right?
right, right, right. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We're gonna be on it, and after closing arguments, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what time closing arguments. If they close before I go to work, we might come on for a little bit and talk about it. But if they still going, hey, I'm gonna go as long as they go. But we'll see what happens.
To investigate on Simmons like that. She's very shady to me. Very suspect to me. Very
Who?
that his mother. We need to investigate. We need to investigate more in her.
They're investigating her?
Anyways, if whoever has, if they find out whoever has lied on stand, because people live in this world, they could get in trouble for that. So if you guys ain't telling the truth, then I don't know what to say. I know why they were telling the truth. Oh, they wasn't with me. Boom. She even said it. Now,
Well, I don't believe them kids was with her.
no, they wasn't.
Yeah, I think she was telling the truth when she was like, I didn't babysit them kids. I barely babysit them kids. Then they was like, what their name? And she didn't even. She was like, it ain't that I don't. She had to come back and say it ain't that I don't know the name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Now they're using the Spanish thing. I mean, you've been in the United States long enough. If you wanted to know those kids' name, you would have known those kids' name. You don't know those kids' name because you didn't want to know those kids' name. Because when you learned that something had happened to those kids, you disassociated yourself with Jackie and Trezelle.
What did I say? Where did I remember? We're in 2022 now. So in 2020, I remember where they got some money. Aileen, something like that.
Yeah.
From Aileen.
Yeah, and see, that's one thing about the whole thing about them getting the house and all that stuff. All that stuff is bogus, and they're not even putting it out there like it's just really bogus. They're not supposed to have kids. They never had a job. They're not supposed to have that many kids in one apartment. I don't care how many rooms you got. I mean, you're too young to have all those kids. Then they adopted all. Here's the sad thing: we did not know this. They adopted all those kids on the same day. They adopted 4 kids in the same day. Adopted day. They only, but still yet, they're only but 24, 23 years old, adopting 4 kids. No job. No, and whatever judge allowed that to happen without looking into their background check to see if any of them went to prison, seeing what kind of job, and all of that, you know what? They need to be sued. Really, they do. And I mean, and I don't care if Ryan and her family get the money. They deserve the money because, well, here's the thing. They shouldn't have never got those kids. Never. I bet you if me and you didn't have a job, they ain't going to give us 4 kids. Everybody in the world be doing it. Everybody up there go get 4 kids. And they didn't make that too clear that, I mean, they said something about it. This is their prime, income. And then they went on, moved to something else. They should have stuck it in the juror's head. No, they didn't have a job. You know, they were living off these kids' money. They didn't have a job to first. See, they didn't want to dig a hole for the judge that has to answer to this. So is the state really on the side of the kids? Because you rub my back and I rub yours, but hey, don't step on the judge back, because that judge is the one that let them adopt them kids. And that's my buddy. He lived next door. I'm telling you, yeah. It's a game when it comes to those kids in the system. When I was trying to get my niece, they was going to give it to the foster parent, and you know what, they told her they was going to vote for her. And I don't know if they do it in California, but I hear this is the way it is. You have 3 people vote, you know, and if they vote for you, yeah, you get that kid. If they don't vote for you, you don't get the kid. So she called me and told me that they were all going to vote for me. I said, what? She told you that? She was like, yeah. I was recording her, and I called the attorney and told the attorney. But then when the lady called me, I said, y'all tell her that? She was stuttering. She didn't know what to say. So she went and told the truth. She said, yeah.
Did Jacqueline even speak? Did she give her what she knows, or did she speak at all?
In court?
Yeah.
No.
Wow, she's silent like a mouse, yo. How is she? Did you not give this time?
Nope.
See what I'm saying?
That's the best thing for them to do, is not say nothing. But you know what? It's still not too late for one of them to make a deal.
The only one who's gonna do it is Jack. She's gonna break, I swear. There's no way. She's gonna break. And now because she's a female, but she just seems like we can play from Giselle. Giselle looks like he's gonna whoop it and not listen to him, but she will.
Right.
I don't know where possibly there could be so many people went out there to search. They had them hitting so good that they don't want to let them know. But they're gonna find them. You're gonna find them.
Right. Yeah, one day they are gonna find them. Well, it's gonna be before our time. I think they're in the dump somewhere and buried very, very deep. And yeah, and it could they could be in California. They have so many people in California. They don't just bury their stuff; they burn it. So they're pretty much gone.
That's why his hand was burnt. That's how I feel. Okay, what's going on with this diaper they seen in the house?
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Jacqueline, better speak. Why don't they just throw her into the wolves in jail so she can speak?
Right. Right.
I know she got touched though.
Right. Right. Well, yeah. Well,
I feel bad for ever coming for their rape, because we should have never did that. You know what I'm saying? Especially, is it the oldest one that they said that was like kind of involved with this whole situation? Didn't he get found not guilty, right?
I don't know.
I hope he's good, because you know what? For them to say that, I feel like they were just throwing his name in there to cover up their ass.
Yeah. Well, our time is over, you guys. Well, I appreciate you calling. Any last words, Remy?
No, actually, when you go live again tomorrow, whatever, I'll tune in.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys, we had Remy on the phone. She was giving her opinion about what was going on and why, and she did get to talk to one of the family members or something, she was saying. And wow, I didn't even know. I couldn't. See, there's a lot of stuff we don't even remember. But like I said, I can't wait. I'm just like a kid on Christmas. I'm going to sleep early so I can go to sleep and I will not be tired. I am not going to miss this one. You guys, I'm finna get off of here. Our time been up 30 minutes ago. I love everybody that come in the building, support And make sure you guys click that button. Always share and like. We finna do a little laughing. Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you again, you guys. Don't get mad at me. Here we go.
Prosecutors now say Robinson died as the result of a
dropping them but golden nuggets.
SP News Nuggets. And you guys, we're gonna have a lovely time. And if we don't, oh well. Here we go.
I'm known to throw shade.
now say Robinson died as the result of a spinal injury.
Well, they told us it was alcohol poison.
Go and terrorize black and brown communities.
Tell me the truth. I won't even get mad. I won't get mad.
Are you sure you ain't gonna get mad?
I'm not gonna get mad. Just tell me if you slept with her and your truth. I won't
Are
get
you
mad.
sure you ain't gonna get mad?
I won't get mad.
Alright, well, I slept with her.
Come on.
Come on here. Shit. They'll pull me in the ground. Get your ass back in the house. Never carry you back outside.
No more Tyree Nichols.
Yes, sir.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.